What's going on, everybody? My name is John. Thanks for checking out the video. Today I'm going to actually record two videos. So I probably will be wearing the same hat and the same t-shirt in the next video I post. But I want to spend a little bit of time talking about a specific pre-war card that I received in the mail. So that's going to be video number two. Video number one is going to just be a mail day video over what I've received in the last week or so. I know it's been a minute, probably the last couple of weeks. I haven't done a mail day video, and I've received a bunch of stuff. But most of that stuff I've already sorted through, put in the various plastics and organization that I do, or protection I do, and then organized it in whatever collection or box. Those cards I'll show in future videos when I get ready to share some collection type videos or registry type videos. But for today, let's go ahead and I'm going to share a couple of cards that I've received. You're going to see, I think it's all baseball. It's all baseball. You're going to see a little bit of vintage, so pre-1980. Type cards, and then you will see just a few kind of sampling of some modern stuff that I pick up, and I'll explain why I pick those up and how these fit my collection. That said, let's go ahead and flip over the camera and let's take a look at what I've received in the mail. Okay, it's been a minute since we've done a true mail day video. These are just the cards that have come in over the last really 10 days, maybe 10 days. Anything that's come, trying to think of the last time I did one of these, probably multiple weeks ago. And anything that's kind of come between then and the last 10 days, so really kind of say Christmas to early first week in January. Most of that I didn't show, or it got shown either on a short, or it might have been just introduced in a video, but really didn't take a time to do a classic mail day video. Which today is going to be. So most of those cards, though, I've already put in whatever various ways that I choose to protect the cards, and I filed those in my various boxes and filing systems. So I apologize, but let me start here. These cards are all modern, which is not normally what you're going to see on my channel, but I do take an opportunity every December, January, February to go through and pick up Topps Flagship, Topps Chrome, Topps Finest, Heritage, Archives, and Stadium Club are kind of the main sets that I focus on for the baseball folks. And I try and go after the bigger named rookies of the prior rookie class. So in this case, Julio, Wander Franco, Bobby Witt Jr., and Spencer Torkelson. I do pick up a couple of what I would consider the B class, which would be the Bryson Stotts and the CJ Abrams, guys that potentially have some staying power. And I don't want to necessarily have holes or have to go back 2 and 3 years later to try and find some of those guys. But I don't spend a ton of money. As an example, all of these Wander Francos I picked up at $2 a piece, which they're all the same, but not earth-shattering. I may have spent $3 for the update rookie, and probably $2 or $3 for this Archives, or Heritage, excuse me. And then I'll pick up the Archives, I pick up the Topps Chromes, and I'll go through kind of all of them and make sure that I have the baselines. I do also pick up occasionally a short print. I know I have the Series 2 short print of Julio, because I think it's going to be a big card in the future. And then assuming Julio pans out, of course. But I will look at refractors. I don't do a ton of the number of cards. And then if I find an occasional autograph, I might pick it up. But I don't spend a lot of time or money on some of the super rare stuff or autographs, just because these guys are still crapshoots. Autographs that I do spend money on, let's go here next. Autographs that I do spend money on are Hall of Famers, or in this case, a future Hall of Famer, because in my mind, he is a shoe-in at this point for the Hall of Fame next year. The Hall of Fame voting is over. I did pick this up a couple days pre-Hall of Fame voting. I figured he had about a 5% chance of getting in this year. I think he's absolutely a lock for next year. And so for that sake, and the fact that I'm in Denver, Colorado, and I've watched Helton play at least 100 times. In the last 15 years, and I realize he's retired some time ago. But, when I moved here, Helton was the biggest name on the team, and we went to quite a few games, and so I've seen him play a lot. And this is just an autograph I haven't spent time to go and get. I do love this specific card. This is from the Skybox Autographics, and it is a color match type card, which, again, I'm not super modern collector, so I don't spend a lot of time on all the color match stuff, but it is what it is. So there's the first. Let me go to a part of the collection that maybe I haven't talked about really hardly at all, if at all, on the channel. But it is a pretty big part of my collection. I probably have 50 or 60 Hall of Fame relic, specifically jersey cards. And here is a John Schmaltz. This is a 2-color patch. Not all of them are patches. In fact, most of them are not 2-color patches. But when I can find a pinstripe or a 2-color patch for a couple bucks more, I will pick it up. This is numbered out of 25. Not that that's that important to me. What is important to me is I normally try and find cards that state that it was worn in a Major League Baseball game. I prefer cards that say was worn by the player while attending, and then whatever whatever team that player played for. This one unfortunately does not say that, but anytime I have a chance to pick up one that does state that it was worn by Schmaltz and that it was worn in a Major League Baseball game, I definitely like to pick it up, and then a 2-color patch. The next example will say that. We can see here, I'll zoom in a little bit more for you guys. You might be able to tell that it says that this was worn by Al Kaline in an official Tigers MLB game. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. And normally there was a Fleer Greats of the Game or something like that, and then Upper Deck made for 4 or 5 years. It pretty much posted that level of detail on their cards, kind of signifying that it was an actual jersey and that it was worn by the player, and then what team that player, especially if the player played for multiple teams, and it's a white patch. So I definitely like that called out. Here it also says this was worn by Al Kaline. It is a game-used jersey card specifically. I don't kind of avoid personally the pant cards. Some of the glove cards or batting glove cards are kind of cool, but generally I'm looking for a jersey card worn by the player, and I like it to be as specific on the back. Cards produced in the last 5 or 6 years are very vague. I don't even know if they actually wore them on a game or if it's just something that they draped over the player's arm at some sort of event, and then they can say that person had wore technically while it was draped over their arm, and then they can snip it up and create 100, 300 cards out of it. Along with the K-line, I also got a Ralph Kiner. This was a package deal. It was a lot. I normally don't go after the back cards. They're cool, and I'm totally cool with that. But I just don't have a big back card collection. But this one was just kind of added in. Ralph Kiner Hall of Famer as well. And then this one's cool. I always like the old Yankees pinstripe sort of stuff. Here's a nice Whitey Ford. Fleer Greats of the Game. They did a good job. And again here, states that it was worn by Whitey Ford. But this one, Whitey Ford of the New York Yankees, doesn't say specifically in a Yankees game, but some of these older ones have a game-used uniform right here. Anyway, cool cards. Love these. I love those older ones specifically. I even like them with the dirt when it's not pristine. Kind of shows its age, shows its teeth, as they say. 3 more cards here. 1974 Hank Aaron base card. This is the base card if you've not seen it. It is card number 1 in the set. This is the year after he set the home run record. And this was the Topps commemorative card number 1 in the set. Fun card. I picked this up mainly because of the centering and overall quality of the card. There is a small surface issue right here, like a little dimple. The dimple comes out towards the camera or towards the front of the card. I don't believe that was done in shipping. Unfortunately, it wasn't called out by the seller. I probably wouldn't have stopped me from paying the price that I paid, which was about $12, not including shipping. The centering on this and the corners are pretty strong, so a nice raw card to have in my growing Hank Aaron Decades registry for raw. The next one will go the second oldest in the Hank Aaron's, and that's a 1971. I actually picked up this card and the next card I'll show you from a dealer that I've worked with a ton. I've bought 5 or 6 things, maybe even 10 things over the last 3 or 4 years from. And he's actually not a card dealer. He, I think, either does like flipping, where he goes and buys storage units or, you know, garage sale sort of stuff. And he runs across sports card stuff. And when he does, he picks it up. And the first time he did that, he posted it on eBay. And I was the very first person to kind of dicker with him on that. And we came to an agreement, and then he posted, I saved him as a seller, or he told me that he had some additional stuff that he was going to post, and if I was going to be interested in it. I ended up buying that stuff. I ended up buying, I think it was 2 Trout rookie cards, 1 minor league card, 1 rookie card, and a 1966 Willie Mays PSA 6. Now, this is pre-pandemic. Got really good prices on them. And long story short, then I bought a few other cards from him, a couple Nolan Ryans, I think, which he had also had. And that kind of started a relationship with me and the seller. And so now whenever he gets vintage baseball cards, and I've kind of shared with him, he's a big enough sports fan, and he's obviously an old enough guy that he understands the name recognition. He understands who Hank Aaron is, Willie Mays and Mantle, and, you know, Whitey Fords, and, you know, Kiner and K-Line. He understands the names of the game. He's just not a baseball card collector. And so when he finds some stuff and he believes that it's stuff I'm going to like, I normally get some sort of a DM from him, and we'll coordinate a price. And, you know, that's kind of a fun thing that has developed over the last couple of years. So he called me or DM'd me, said, hey, I've got these cards, or I have an ability to get these cards. You interested in them? I said, yep. We came them together on a price. Centering on this one's, this is the 1970. It is off right to left, top to bottom on the 1969. Other than that, corners are fairly strong on both of them. Surfaces are strong. Backs of them are strong. Happy to get both of them in raw format. I am focusing more and more on some Hank Aaron's. Not necessarily looking to buy doubles and triples, but, you know, if I pick up a raw and a graded version, I'm fine with having kind of 2 copies of them. So I also have a COMC order coming in. It should be either in today or tomorrow or the day after next. And there's some 1970s Hank Aaron's cards in there. And you'll see more 1970s cards. I've been really kind of focusing on 1970s because it's a good way to take a card or to stretch my collection. And then in the prior video that I had posted, I picked up this card. So I'm able to spend a little bit more here and then still collect. If I was buying all 1940s, 50s, 60s type baseball, you know, I can't stretch the dollars out quite as far. So adding these types of cards to the collection really kind of help expand the collection. And fun to collect. So that is it for today's video. If you like all baseball and you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. Also hit the like button. Let's get this video shared with more and more folks. If you like the content, we will be posting more and more content like this. We do post golf, football, baseball, and basketball. I am a 4-sport collector, mainly vintage. You will see some new stuff like this every once in a while. That's just me just trying to expand and share with you guys that I don't do just vintage. I like all aspects of the hobby. But if you liked it, hit the like button. Let's get it shared out with more folks. I do have a goal of getting 250 subscribers. I think January we're going to end up having gained somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 by the time it's all said and done. And maybe 15 to 20, somewhere in that range. I forget exactly what the count is at this point. But, you know, join the team. Go ahead and hit subscribe. And we will talk with you all in the next one.